might need your help with some of these because I haven't watched the show in so long. But what did Gomie do?
So he's Mexican. Uh, what up? This is a Breaking Bad tier list. I have my friend Jared here. Hi.
Hi, what's going on?
Okay, let's go. First we have Jesse Pinkman. What are we thinking, Jared?
Definitely, he's gonna definitely be an S tier for me. He was my favorite character from the beginning, and it'd be inappropriate to give him an A or a B. I feel like. Also, he says "bitch" on a TV show. That's awesome.
I would have to agree. So he's S. So next we have Ted Beneke. Beneke.
Put him S tier. Put him S tier.
Why? He fucked
awesome.
Skyler.
He fucked Skyler. Yeah, he won. Okay, he's definitely an A tier. He's definitely. Okay,
I love like this IMBD like image of him, like this IMBD photo of him, like of just the actor, not even the character.
Yeah, try put him on I wowould say B or C. That's like actual.
Okay, like I think he's like actually like probably C for me. Cause what the fuck do I remember about Ted? Like what do I remember about Beneke?
Listen, there's that fucking terrible scene where Skyler like sings "Happy Birthday" to him, and he's just like sitting there smugly like, "Yeah, that's me. I'm the birthday boy."
Hank's kind of badass. I think he's an S for me.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so Gomie.
Gomie.
I think he might be the. I was about to say I think he might be the only Mexican in the show, but I'm like really wrong about that. There's a lot of Mexicans in the show.
The show takes place in Mexico.
It's New Mexico. Oh, and Mexico when like it's orange. Let's see, Gomie. So basically, he's kind of like Hank's right hand man. He he's the one who like trusts like Hank to be like, oh hey, Walt is doing bad shit, and then like Gomie's just like, I can't believe it. Walt would actually do this. Oh no.
Okay, he's a D tier. I'm sorry, Gomie.
No, I like Gomie. I think Gomie's like Gomie's kind of. I think Gomie's B. I've always liked Gomie.
Okay. Yeah. All right. He's either a C or D for me.
He died like off screen though, so that shit kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This next guy.
This is Badger. You don't remember Badger?
Oh, Badger. Christ. Yeah, I was trying to remember his name.
He's one of the best hitmen west of the Mississippi. He's kind of like. I like him. He's like B. He's funny. He's like comic relief. We have Gustavo, the Chicken Man. What are we thinking about the Chicken Man?
D all the way.
But he's up. He's
legitimately S tier. He's like one of my favorite villains of all television shows. I don't know. He's really good. I'd go with Gus.
Gus is kind of like badass. I've been saying badass a lot more recently.
Think about it. He dies in like the most badass way. He puts his tie on. He like adjusts his tie. His face is blown off. He falls to the ground. Like yeah, it's like he gets like the last say. You know.
It's a little badass. Okay, I'll admit that.
Okay, I'd say he's S tier.
All right, I'd say, unironically, Gus is like S tier. S tier. You have Skinny Pete. I think Skinny Pete is probably on the same level as Badger in terms of importance in the show. So probably like B. I feel like a B tier. Skyler. This is probably gonna be the most controversial pick in the entire video, because there's hate and love towards Skyler. I think she's a pretty complex character, actually, and I think she should be studied a little more. Personally, like, when I was in middle school, first watching the show, and, like, early high school, I hated Skyler, because it's just like, fuck Skyler, Walt's badass, Skyler's a bitch. She's a bitch. And,
but then you start thinking, like, what would you do in her perspective? Like, if you were in her shoes, like, how would you, deal with someone like Walt, who's, like, like, completely erratic, and, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, I understand it more now, as a 22-year-old, as opposed to when I was like 13.
Yeah, but then she fucked Ted, so I think she's B tier.
I think she's
Wait, can I guess this?
I think she's A tier. I think she's A tier personally. I actually do like her character. Although she acts in that way, it's for a purpose. It's for a reason, and that's what I will say to defend her.
But she fucked Ted.
She did. She definitely did.
I fucked Ted.
Next, we have Walt Jr. What are we
Oh,
thinking, Jared?
I'm putting A tier. He's gotta have his breakfast. He's awesome. I like the part where he tells his dad he just die already.
Junior tier. He's junior tier. He's above everyone. Okay, next we have... Fuck, what's her name? Jane.
Who's she again? Sorry.
She was like Jesse's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. I liked her a lot when she was around. I'm gonna say probably A tier.
All right, D tier it is.
No, no. She's A tier to me. I
don't really.
She was,
I get her purpose.
Yeah. She was like, it was just to kind of motivate Jesse, you know. Like I think for what the character was serving is like Walt was almost like warning to Jesse to be like stay focused. I think like that whole arc like with her is just like an A tier kind of thing.
I'm thinking B tier personally. I'll my debate is that she's not as awesome as Junior, and I think for that she should be lowered to B tier.
No.
Next we have Lydia. I've never liked Lydia. I never really liked her during the show. Not even as like a, you know, I get we're supposed to hate her, but I never really just enjoyed her at all. I just like
it was just like parts where I was just kind of like.
She just appears like last minute in the show, and yeah, she does have a purpose, but I've just never really cared for her at all. I'd say she's D for me. What are we thinking?
I think D. I think D. Yeah.
You know it's bad when Ted is above you. When Ted is like on top of you.
Look how smug he is. He's like, I know what I did. Did some fucked up things again here.
All right, so Maria.
She'd be like a C, personally.
Actually, C. I agree.
Yeah, I feel bad because she got cheated on by Hank. That was pretty screwed up.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, that did happen in the wedding short. You remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Did you forget about that?
Mike Ehrmantraut, S.
He's easy S.
Easy S. I mean, what more could I even say about him?
His actor is just like insanely talented. I mean, you know, just like one of the breakout stars from the show, in my opinion. But like his character is just how well written and rounded he is. Like by the end, the character.
Tuco.
I think Tuco's an A. Personally, I like him a lot.
Tuco has a short time period within the show, but I think that like makes him even like better. He's like the first real test for like Walt and Jesse. Although his time was brief, he's so an iconic villain.
I will say what I liked about him is that in retrospect now you can look back and see how like less intimidating of a villain, like how low stakes that he kind of is compared to everyone else throughout the series. But I think that's what's like really great. Like he was terrifying at the time when you're watching it because like anything could happen. You're like, oh shit, this can go south any second because this guy's like insane pretty much. And that kind of like sporadicness about it made him like a really cool character.
Walter White. I think he's like in the. I think he's above Marie, like right below Ted. Saul Goodman. He's my favorite character in the entirety of the Breaking Bad series or universe.
He's cool. He's as far as from what I know from like the original series because I haven't seen Better Call Saul. Not by choice because I'm afraid of it.
Why are you afraid of it?
It's just been like me like worried it's not gonna live up to like you know something like Breaking Bad in my opinion. You know. Where like I was so attached to it, it's like hard for me to come back to certain things and be like, oh man, I can't wait to you know rewatch this and see how I felt about it. You know, it's kind of like entering back into a universe where you're like, I hope I still like this. You know.
I rewatched Breaking Bad, and I still love it as much as I did back in the day, and I just continue to love it more and more. And I rewatched Better Call Saul 3 separate times, and each time I ended up enjoying it more and more as well. And I think Better Call Saul complements Breaking Bad as well, but I think it stands on its own. It manages to stand on its own with its own story, own complexities, and whatnot. It's just epic. That's how I could say it plainly.
Okay, I'll give it a try. You got me. All right.
What was I gonna say? What's interesting though is that Saul or Jimmy McGill or Gene, he appears the most out of any other Breaking Bad character in the Breaking Bad universe. He has the most screen time now. Obviously so, because of his spin-off and Breaking Bad. So Saul, I'm thinking S tier. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. God, there's so many S tiers. This feels like it's like...
So what do we think about Hector?
Hector, he's D tier.
Why? He shits. He shits on the floor.
He shits. All right, I'll say...
I say. I'm thinking B tier. I like Hector.
I was gonna put him B tier, honestly. But
People might get mad at this one though, because people really like Hector.
I like Hector.
I like it. B tier is pretty good. I like B.
No, you know, I'm gonna vouch for him being A tier.
Why?
Because I think he's a strong enough character and he gets to deliver the final blow that like no other character was able to pull off. He's fucking killing us.
To Gustavo?
Yeah, it's just he was the one who to do that. You know what I mean? Like Hank couldn't. Sorry, not Hank. Walt couldn't do it. You know, it's just like a bunch of other people were like trying to get at him. And it's just this guy just ends up getting him.
In retrospect, I think that's also pretty cool. But like Hector versus Gus, that dynamic, it's amplified even more in Better Call Saul and whatnot. I appreciate that scene even more. And you know what? Yeah, you convinced me. I think Hector's A tier.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. The S ranking. What are we thinking for? Let's start with Mike. What are we thinking for Mike?
I want to give Mike about a S++ ranking. It seems like it's appropriate for him because he is a great character, but he doesn't get nearly as much screen time as some of the other casts. You know, I think starting off Frank like early on here, let's call Mike about probably an S++ here and see how it goes.
Mike is pretty based and badass, but I'd have to agree with you. I think overall, when it comes to other characters who are on this list, I seem to like them more. And although Mike is a complex character, I do love him. I think he's an S++. Not my favorite character, of course, but still an incredible character. ASAC Schrader.
Okay, I'm gonna give him probably S++ tier just because I really enjoy like the Hank versus Walt dynamic towards the end of the series and where that kind of like leads into.
Well, Hank starts off as like this macho, like, oh, I'm so badass, Walt. I'm a man. You're the beta, Walt.
Yeah.
But
and then tables end up turning and he doesn't even really realize it, you know. Until, like, far too late. And I think that's just like a really cool, like, trait. You see like the development of their like relationship going into like, like, and it's really cool. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna give him. I want to say, I'm gonna do S++ tier.
I think he's S++. I really like Hank.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
What are you feeling about Jesse? Pinkman.
I think Jesse. Yeah, come on, he's S+++.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any room to debate about this. Fantastic character. Only negative side is that El Camino sucked. And that may be a hot take. Debate me in the comments. I didn't like El Camino. I tried rewatching it again recently, and I think I enjoyed it less than I did the first time I watched it.
You have more faith than I do because I couldn't do it. Sorry, everyone who likes El Camino.
Gustavo. Gus is a fantastic character, but I don't like him as much as Mike or Hank or Jesse, so he's S+ for me.
My friend just texted me, "Fuck you, Larry." I don't know what he means by that.
Why?
I don't even know if he knows who you are. He just texted me, "Fuck you, Larry." I think he heard you talking shit about Gus in the distance and just randomly said, "Fuck you, Larry."
We have both Walter White and Saul Goodman, Jimmy McGill, Gene Takovic. And I you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it's fair to really rank, because this seems like the Breaking Bad character tier list. I don't think it's fair if I, also put Better Call Saul in, because, obviously Jimmy has time to develop himself and whatnot. You can see his complexities of how he works and whatnot.
And plus, I don't really know Better Call Saul, so I can't really speak on it. But
personally, and it might, because there's definitely some bias in here, I think Saul Goodman is S+++. That's probably too much. People are going to say that's too much. Because, I mean, he doesn't appear too often in Breaking Bad, but I just love him in that show so much. He's such a great comedic relief.
Yeah, he definitely left an impression on me when I was watching it, so I think that's an appropriate area. I think I'm with you. I mean, obviously, Walt's gonna probably be S+++. I mean, that's just like
plus.
To me, yeah, isn't that weird? Just yeah.
It's not to say that I like Walt and because he's really a piece of shit, but it just the way he works as a character, how Vince Gilligan makes people really love him and whatnot.
Yeah, you don't start as the villain, you know what I mean? It's like the decomposition of Walt as like his former self, like dying pretty much, and becoming, Walter White. And it's like really great.
All right, how do we end this, Jared?
Well, thanks for watching. This is my favorite freaking Breaking Bad characters of all time.